Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. I hope you are. I have a question as I dim this light. It's just too much. Sorry. But I have a question. You should know by now. I like asking questions. So, have you ever been speaking with someone about like growing up, childhood memories, just reminiscing, having a good old conversation, and then you start listening real hard to what they're saying? Like I'm starting to pick up on everything now. Well, have you ever thought about how the way someone is raised or the atmosphere that they're raised in could be like a determining factor of how they are as an adult mentally? Like, have you really gave that a lot of thought? Like for a narcissist, for instance, because they're so controlling and whatever else that comes with it. I don't want to get into it. I didn't mention earlier in the video that that's, you know, considered a mental health issue. And it wasn't on that list that I showed. So that's kind of interesting. That's when you got to keep digging and doing your research. But anyway, have you ever thought about how someone can be like so detached and, excuse me, how they decision making seems like odd or not normal, or their relationships like different? Have you ever thought about it could be the way they was raised, or maybe a childhood memory? I don't want to use the T word, but honestly, if someone has had some trauma growing up, and it ain't got to be nothing crazy, just saying, it could just be a memory that burnt in their head that really bothers them, something that happened, something that was said, and they just can't let it go. Even now, as an adult, they can't. So it affects certain things like their conversation with people, relationships, and life in general. You ever gave that thought? Have you ever thought about how some people just have so much road rage? Not saying that the two is connected. No, I'm just talking now and just asking you, have you ever gave it thought? But have you ever thought about that? Like, people could be the way they are because of things they picked up. I know a lot of people are going to say, of course I've thought about it, of course, but have you really thought about it? Like, have you been in a relationship with someone and you knew something wasn't right and you just couldn't put your finger on it? And then one day they just start talking and you're listening and you listen, and then you start picking up on some stuff and you're like, maybe their relationship with their parent or their brother or, you know, teacher really put a burden on their life. And as an adult, they keep thinking about it, reliving that moment, and it's causing them to act or be a certain way. Make them be like a toxic person. Hmm. Well, I gave that some thought after having a conversation with someone. And, they made mention that they felt like they had daddy issues. And it floored me because I wasn't expecting that. And they felt like because of that, that's why they had a problem with like male authority figures, like bosses, anybody that was in male form that would try to tell them something. They had a guard up. I thought that was kind of weird, but like I always say, we all look different. different things trigger different people. Yeah, so think about this in a relationship. Like if you're dating someone or you living with someone and you just can't figure out, like, why do it seem like every time we get so close and everything is so perfect and then that person start pulling away? You know, it could very well be that they done been in some bad relationships and it's done left a bad taste in their mouth and they just bringing that baggage with them onto other relationships. We all do it. Both men and women, we do it. It's not good that we do it. So when you recognize it, you know, you need to walk back out the door, drop the baggage, and then walk back in. Yeah, that's what you need to do. That's what you should do because, you know, that's very damaging to a relationship. Or, I mean, it don't have to be like a romantic relationship. It can be friendships. It can be partnerships, like business partnerships. You know, that can be toxic in every aspect of your life. And in all due respect, I do understand that people do have childhood trauma and they just can't let it go. Some people have seek help and still they just can't let it go. I say try to get help again. Maybe that person that was helping you just wasn't the right fit. They ain't get it. So the next time you try to seek help, that person just might get it. And it don't have to be a professional. It can be a different friend. It can be a colleague. It could be anybody. Just somebody who you haven't approached with it. Like I'm saying, if you talk to someone in the past about it and it didn't get you nowhere, so you just kind of got it balled up inside and you ain't let it out again, and it's been affecting you, whether you know it or not, you might not even notice that it's affecting you in your life. But if me saying this, say, then talk to somebody else about it, like somebody different. And even if you just have, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna finish my sentence because I got a bad habit of doing that. Even if you gotta ask the person to put their phone on mute and just listen, because sometimes you can be talking to somebody and be in the middle of a sentence, they cut you off, and you forget what you about to say because they don't interrupt you and said something else. And now by the time it's your turn to start talking again, you like, hell, I forgot what I was gonna say now. And then that you just shut down. Now it's like, if you really wanted to hear what I had to say, you would just listen instead of interrupting me. I mean, it happens, and I'm sure I even do it, but I don't do it on purpose. It's like you be so into what they're saying, and it might be 30 minutes later, but at that moment, you need to ask a question. So you try to interrupt and get it in real quick, and you're like, okay, go ahead. And then it's too late because they don't forgot or they don't shut down. So if you're the person that need to get it out and you scared that's gonna happen, and you just want to flow and get it all out while you talking, especially if you're on the phone, ask the person to put the phone on mute. Don't take it off until I say I'm done. And if you're in person, just let them know, don't say nothing until I'm done. I mean, if you feel like you gotta talk, let's just tie something around your mouth, but don't say nothing until I'm done. Please, I need to get this out. And then we can go back and answer any questions or whatever you want. Now, I was about to say, I say that. I came up with that because that's what I do on the phone. Well, I've done it in person too. And it's hard for somebody to shut up in person because but, and then that makes you just, but on the phone, yeah, I've told my ex plenty of times, hey, can you just mute the phone and let me get this out so that your huffing and puffing or the background noise or whatever won't distract me and I can just flow with it. And he'll do it. I've even asked my oldest daughter to do that too. Like if I needed to vent and I was talking to her, I'd be like, child, put your phone on mute because you stopping my flow and I don't want to forget what I gotta say. So if you need to talk to someone, that's an idea, but just talk to someone. I'm gonna say that in every single video because most of the time people who are having issues, mental issues of any sort, they have a problem speaking about it, finding someone they trust, and or finding someone that will listen. You just ask them to put their phone on mute, and then you just let it all out. And sometimes if I do that and I've been talking for a long time, I check my phone to make sure he's still there. Because I can talk. I'm just being honest. But have you ever thought about that? Just being serious now. Have you thought about that? Like the way someone was raised. I ain't talking about like somebody being racist or somebody being prejudiced or somebody being abused. Well, I guess abuse could make someone, all of that could make someone act the way they do, but you get the gist. You get what I'm saying. Maybe they've never told you and you haven't been able to put your finger on it. Yeah. I think sometimes, and I only say this, I'm saying this because I was speaking to a dude and he brought this up. So I think sometimes men in particular carry that weight. And simply because my son told me one day, men ain't supposed to cry. Men ain't supposed to talk about their feelings. I'm like, who the hell told you that? I didn't raise you like that. So who told you that? I ain't tell you that. So did your teacher tell you that? Because they did it wrong. Did your daddy tell you that? Because if he did, he's wrong and he's lying to you because he sure don't mind expressing his feelings. And it doesn't make you weak. It shows that you're human and you care. That like growth is important. Because being able to admit and deal with any type of trauma, no matter how long ago, how fresh it is, just being able to bring it out, especially if it's still bothering you and it's affecting certain aspects of your life, just being able to bring it out helps. That's the first step, admitting it, realizing it. Think about it. And I say that for both sides of the spectrum. Like if you're dealing with someone like that, consider that that could be a possibility. Hell, even ask if you're not afraid. You know, that could be triggering to some people, so you got to be careful. But it could very well open that door for the conversation that they've just been craving to have. You never know until you ask. Something I had to drill in my kids' head because in everybody's head, because a lot of people be like, I ain't gonna ask that. I'm scared. Or they might say, so what? Ask anyway. Because you never know how you could make someone's day just by asking a question. Might prove to them that you care or make them think that you care. Yeah. Like when I was a cashier back in my younger days, and you get those favorite customers because they're usually the ones that always ask you, how was your day? How's your day going? Those people, you know, they stand out. Even if it's just conversation piece, you know, an icebreaker, being polite. Not everybody do that. So those people, especially if you encounter them often, they kind of stand out and you remember them. I'm just speaking facts. It's the truth. Whether you realize it or not, just smiling to someone, saying thank you when they hold a door, or hold a door for someone, like that courtesy goes a long way. People appreciate that. Especially if it's somebody that's already thinking you ain't gonna hold the door for them. Especially me, like I live in the country. Yeah, so not everybody is like welcoming in the country. So you would think. You never know until you have that encounter. And you looking at that person like, oh, they finna be rude as fuck. They gonna deliberately just open the door barely and squeeze their ass through so that they ain't have to open it for me. Wrong. And that's when you make sure you say thank you. I really appreciate that. Because you just walk in like, yeah, you supposed to do that for me because I'm that queen. You deserve to have that door shut in your face if that's your attitude. You ain't better than no one. And no one is better than you. We all got our own struggles in this thing. We all got this one chance. And we only get one. What you gonna do with yours? Are you gonna try to make an improvement on someone's life? Even if it's yours. Are you making improvements 2025? Yeah, I know you are, because that's why we're here. We're trying to improve. Have these little conversations to make you go, or just to get your mind off some other bullshit. You come in here and just listen to me ramble. Whatever it is, we improving in 2025 in all aspects of our life. And hopefully, the questions will get tougher and tougher and tougher. And we'll just keep growing and growing and growing. You know how people say they just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel? Well, they'll start seeing it, hopefully. And it'll get brighter and brighter and brighter. The next thing you know, you at the end of that bitch, like, so this is what I was missing. Because when your mind ain't cloudy, everything do seem a little brighter. I ain't even lying. Everything is a little brighter when your mind ain't cloudy. And when you start waking up out of that and loving yourself and start saying the hell with other people, especially if they ain't on your team, oh, I'm not going to say life going to get easier. You definitely going to be happier. But I'm not going to say life going to get easier because you're going to get haters. You're going to have probably more haters, more people talking about you because your light going to be shining all bright. They're going to be like, who they think they are? No, they ass crazy as hell. Remember in my other video, I said people use that loosely, and I'm one of them, so that's what they're going to be saying about me. Who the fuck she thinks she is? No, I ass crazy as hell. I'll be like, I sure will. But I made it. I can see you for who you are. I'm not cloudy no more. If you don't have haters, you don't have people talking about you, you ain't doing something right. So let them talk on. Because then you know you're on the right road. You getting attention. Whether it's wanted attention or not, that you're going to always get attention. Whether it's wanted attention or not, you're going to always get attention. Know that. You might think you ain't getting no attention. That might be you all up in your head, and we working on that, but you getting a lot. Especially behind your back. You ain't got eyes back there you can't see, so you don't know. But you best believe you're getting attention, so smile. I'm telling you, people care about you. Like that cashier. Like if you decide to just lay in damn bed all damn day because you depressed, you procrastinating, you ain't motivated. But that cashier is used to seeing you every other day and you ain't been in there all damn week. They worried about you. Put your clothes on and go say, hey, you ain't gotta look all good. But believe me, they worried about you. And when you walk in there, they gonna be like, where you been? I expect to see you every other day. You ain't been here all week. At least that's how I was with my customers because I know it's gonna make them feel good. You'll be surprised at how many people say, oh, I was just feeling a little down, or I was just such and such and such. And you just smile and be like, why you didn't come here and see me? I would have said something stupid to make you smile, laugh, or something. And then that usually make them smile. Mission accomplished. Guys, listen. I'm going to do videos and I'm going to get in more about me and my personality. And I'm one of those people that can be extremely mean, especially if you make me. But my first reaction to you is I love you. You ain't done nothing to me to make me not like you or to treat you bad, so we good. Now, I might look like, because for some reason I wear a poker face. I don't mean to. Sometimes I do be walking around smiling for nothing now. And I'm doing that for myself because for me, a coping mechanism is when I feel like I'm about to get stressed or angry because my patience are now very short, especially for like the last 2 years. When I feel myself getting there, like my anxiety level is rising, I'm just, yeah, nah, bitch, you can't have this one. This one is mine. This victory is mine. I ain't about to have no anxiety attack. What the hell? No, you better get back. Because y'all got this. And this is how I'm walking around. And it makes more and more people, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. How are you? They're already thinking, what's she thinking about? It don't matter what I'm thinking about or what just happened to me. All you know is I'm smiling. And then I'm starting to realize I'm doing it more and more and more without thought. And then I'm laughing at myself a little more, like, what is she smiling about? I don't know, but I'm not thinking about the bullshit. Now, as silly and dumb as that may be, I'm not thinking about the bullshit, and that's the key. That rhyme. I might need a record deal. I can rap. I can at least rhyme. Okay. See, if you can't laugh at yourself, you got a problem because sometimes it's fun. All the time it's fun. I told you, I'm my worst critic. But I sure can't laugh at myself. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm tripping off myself. So, I kind of got off topic. But I was talking about being someone or dealing with someone that possibly, I don't sound right. Anyway, that has dealt with some issues, childhood issues, or just simply, a bad childhood memory. Maybe they fell running at the park and now they don't like going to the park no more because every time they go to the park, they have that flashback of when they fell and broke their leg. And you a grown person now. Why are you still on that? I don't do that. Find another way to form that sentence before it come out of your mouth. Because if it come out like that, that could be real ugly. So you say something like, Really? I didn't realize that. Let's go to the part. And we'll start off slow. I mean, we could start crawling if you want to. Then instead of it, start walking. Then we can do a fast walk. And then we can do a fast run. I skipped jog, but you get my point. And the people around me gonna look at me and be like, no, you crazy. Come on, let's go. Well, let's just walk down the street and pretend like it's the park. Like I'm trying to help you over this phobia. I got I got a phobia for real. I am so afraid of heights that I hate climbing ladders. I don't care if it's just like a two step stool. When I'm on that second step, I'm shaking. I I, I like both feet on the ground. But I call it childhood trauma just now. Like them running, falling was I said a phobia, but you know, I was meaning trauma. Because if it's bothering them, that's probably an awful example. But like I always say, you guys know what the hell I mean. You know what I meant? Just giving you an example. If you can think of a better one, put it down there. If you are someone that's dealing with childhood memories and they are affecting your job or your relationship, it's making you seclude yourself. Well, yeah, yeah. Isolation is making you isolate yourself. You feel like it might be a problem. You know what I'm about to say? Yeah, tell somebody. Go seek some help. Call one of them numbers that's down there in the description, which that stuff is going to be in every single description. I had to go back and edit every video because I'm like, why didn't I include something like that? Shame on me. So I made myself go back and edit every single video description. So if you guys looking for some help and don't want to Google it yourself, I did it for you. It's in the description. And guys, look, if you watching me and I'm saying stuff and I got a smile on my face, but it's something serious, I'm really just trying to make light of the thing. Because who wants to sit here and watch me boo-hoo and cry and talk about stuff and I'm all sad? Like, we trying to lift each other up. We trying to defeat this shit. And the only way to do it is to talk about it, possibly be able to laugh and joke about it. But we know this shit is serious. But we also know that we have to take it one day at a time to fight it and get over it. That's a fact. So don't take it personal if I'm just sitting here smiling because I done told you, I got shit too. And when this camera go off, I'm probably going to be smiling and laughing at myself, cracking up as I watch myself back on this thing right here. But down in here, I got shit going on too. Seriously. And if you watch my last video, guys, I had mentioned, well, you know, I guess Orlando Brown, you know, he was an actor when he was a kid, so I ain't saying nothing, I'm just putting it out there. I was going to say I had mentioned him and Jaguar Wright in my videos, and then I was in my video and I was like, I ain't trying to start no shit with nobody, so I hope they listen to it and make sure that, you know, I ain't, because I actually like those people. And like I said in that last video, whether folks realize it or not, they very intelligent. Just listen. Just listen to them. Read between the lines. Don't let it go over your head. Even if you got to rewind, don't take it at surface level. Don't take everything they say as at It's time for bed. Do not take, it is 11:05 p.m. this wonderful Sunday, January 5th. I didn't know it was that late. Do not take everything that them two say or anybody say at surface level. Give it some thought, because one, people hide truths in that. They drop clues in that. And then two, people will try to fool you with that. Facts. So pay attention. Make sure you're listening hard. And so when people start trying to fast talk you, you listen even harder. And you ask questions. Don't be afraid. All somebody can say is no. I mean, they can cuss you out behind it, but you can cuss them back out. Or you can be the bigger person and walk away. But make sure you stress that to your children too. Don't be afraid to ask anything. All a person can say is no. And you're going to get a lot of no's in your life. Believe me. Even if you grown, you ain't done getting no's. So do not take a no personal. Because you're going to get a whole bunch of them. Some of them might be back to back to back to back to back. You're going like, God damn. I'm about to go tell myself, yeah. So let them get one. And I might not get one there. Shit. But you're going to get a whole bunch of no's, so don't take it personal. Yeah. So if you're dealing with any type of childhood trauma and you think it could be the core issue of any type of life issue you have, seek help. Try talking about it to your friends, your spouse, the person that possibly caused the trauma, if you can. Talk about it. First step to recovery and healing. Seriously. In my opinion. All of this is my opinion. It's mine. I can have it. It's mine. We all got one. You can have yours too. Drop it down there in the comments. I'll read it. I probably will even respond to it. But I'm tired of rambling now because now my mouth getting dry and I want some water. Yeah. So I really appreciate you guys, seriously. And, if you ain't noticed by now, I don't know, this might be your first video, so go back and watch some more. I really like to be silly and have fun. I do. Because most of the time, I'm serious and life is taken too serious sometimes. And that could possibly be some of the issue. Everybody's all uptight, which we have reasons to be. But nobody takes time out to smile anymore. Like I'm sure somebody might be, let me wipe that damn smile off your face. Don't do that. You being mean. Let me draw one on yours. Just smile sometime. Whether you want to or not. You could be mad at the world. Just smile. Nobody got to know you pissed off. It ain't nobody's business if you don't share it. But you sure can show it and tell the world. It ain't said 2 words. Just your actions, your demeanor. And sometimes people think I'm mad at the world and I'm jolly as all get out on the inside. I'm like, no, I ain't. I'm not mad at nothing. Why you say that? The way you looking? Oh, no. See, all you have to do is ask. No, I'm not mad. Did you want to talk about something? Like, are you worried about if I'm mad or not? I appreciate it, but yeah. So, guys, 2025, we improving. We working on everything. Everything. So, anything that's bothering you, that's been holding you back, it's causing you issues, giving you more mental distress, triggering you. We working on everything. It starts with thinking about it, bringing it up and out, one day at a time. That's all I ask, one day at a time. And remember, we're not rushing you. This ain't no rat race. Like, who can get healed first? Who's going to make it first? We all in this together forever, or until our time comes. So, until next time, guys, be nice. Be nice to everybody. And the positive thing that I'm going to leave at the end of this video is check on your loved ones. It's getting cold too, especially here in the South. Make sure they got power and lights and all that good stuff. Just call to say hey. I said call, not text. But if you have to text, okay. Visiting is better. But if they anything like me, they don't want you just popping up over their house. So just call to say hey. Just let somebody know you were thinking about them. Even if it's that dang on cashier. You go in there and buy your cup of coffee and be like, I only came in because you crossed my mind and I knew I hadn't been in here. No, I'm not flirting with you. I'm just trying to be nice. You get my point. I'm tired. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Good night.